welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very long-awaited video to share with you guys and a piece of good news to share with you guys. Monk X Lavette 2 is finally coming, and today in this video I'm gonna share with you guys all the behind the scenes, my inspirations, the struggles that I faced on designing this second capsule collection with Lavette. And without further ado, let's get started. Firstly, I want to say thank you for all of your support for Monk X Lavette, the first collection. It was a very successful launch, which is why we are doing the second collection, and this has been such a long time coming. Obviously, we wanted to launch it in 2020, but with the whole pandemic situation, the stocks were delayed. We couldn't meet up. I couldn't even, basically we all know we couldn't function as per normal. So, which is why we kind of pushed it to 2021. But of course, we are still experiencing a lot of delays, which is why today in the studio, we don't even have the full collection to show you guys, but I'll try my best to include pictures and videos, all the behind the scenes that I've taken across the few months that I've been working on this collection with you guys. So, I asked on Instagram for you guys to ask me some questions about the collection, and here are some of them, and I'm gonna answer them all for y'all today. Let's get started. The first one is, what were your inspirations behind the second collection, and how different is it from the first? Oh, it's a very good question. My inspirations, to be honest, I took the lessons learned from the first collection and tried my best to hopefully solve them in this second collection. So don't worry, we are gonna have a lot more stocks this time, but of course, I think to be safe, just camp for it and purchase it if you have been eyeing these items. Yeah, so you won't be disappointed. My inspirations were, to be honest, the same as the first collection, which is to create clothes that I love, that I will wear to death. And similarly to Monk X Lavette 1, I'm still wearing those pieces till today, and they are really one of my staples. And every time I look at them, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is such a nice piece, or this is so me. And then I remember, hey, actually I designed it, of course it's me. So that's the same inspiration for the second collection. But of course, it has changed quite significantly. If you guys remember, Monk X Lavette 1 had a lot more florals, they were a little bit more girly, there were a lot of pieces that were more like dressy. But for Monk X Lavette 2, because of the current pandemic, I think my personal style have also changed, because 2 years is a long time. I've grown 2 years older, and my style has also become a little bit more like basic, a little bit more staple pieces that are very wearable, everyday. And this time, I think I focus a lot more on versatility, because with the pandemic, we don't want to be spending or shelving out a lot of money purchasing multiple pieces of clothing. We want one piece of clothing to be able to match many different ways, and they can bring you from day to night, from office to school, to dates with your friends or your boyfriend or your husband or your partner. So that's how kind of different it is. What are some challenges you faced along the way, and how did you overcome them? Wow, this collection challenges were many, aplenty. First thing, stocks delay. It was a very big problem with the borders being shut and open and shut and open, factories being closed down and reopened again. It was really a big nightmare, but here we are. So thank you so much for sticking through. We initially planned for it to be launched like maybe earlier this year, but obviously with all the delays, the Lavette team and I just agreed that the quality, the fit, the cut, and we wanted to get everything out of the way and settled before we officially launch. Like, our priority would be quality, that there would be no hiccups. We didn't want to rush into it, so that was why we kind of just kept delaying. Of course, design-wise, as I mentioned, I am not trained in design, so this collection also had quite a lot of challenging pieces that weren't to my liking, and I just revised them again and again. If I can pull out some examples, this set, for example, it required quite a lot of work and a lot of like back and forth, because with every back and forth it meant months because you know I needed the eyelet to be exactly where it was. I was very concerned about armpit fat squeezing out, so there were really a lot of trial and errors, the right amount of cropness, where the placement of the eyelet and everything, they were all, I mean, we needed them to be extremely precise. Right down to, you know, this particular Germaine chiffon top. I wanted the right amount of sheerness with the chiffon so that I can see my arm, but at the same time not have it too sheer that people would be a little bit more concerned. So I also wanted it to be able to be, you know, off shoulder, on shoulder. Yeah, there were a lot of challenges faced this time, but here we are once again. Did you discover or learn anything new from designing this collection? Of course, I mean, I think every single day is like a learning lesson. Every single piece that we make, there are lots of lessons learned. To begin with, I didn't think that designing clothes and having your ideas come to life into a physical piece like this, with every single thing you envision it for it to be this difficult. Because a lot of the times I would go onto Pinterest, I would go on the internet to source for inspiration, and then I will do my little tweaks to these inspirations. That was how, I mean, the skeleton of it in essence. Most of the time when we receive the first sample, it really looks nothing like the image, and that can boil down to a lot of things like the cutting of it, the material that we use, the sewing, the workmanship, the quality, the lining, how thick or thin, the measurements. Like, there's just so many ways that a piece of clothing can go wrong. So yeah, every single step was a steep learning curve, and I'm still learning. Wow, which is your favorite piece and why? This is not very difficult. I mean, I love them all. I think, okay, I don't know. Okay, I will choose this one. This is the Germaine chiffon top, number 1, because I have been wearing this so much. I know it's not even launched. I've been wearing this so much that I even like stained it already, so I need to wash it more thoroughly. But anyway, why I like this a lot is because I think it's super versatile. It has chiffon sleeves, so it's very, very cooling. At the same time, it has a lot of versatility because you can actually move the zips both ways. So let me see, how do I do it? Oh, here. Yeah, you can move the zips both ways, so you can decide how much skin you want to bear. If you actually move it right down to the middle, it can actually be really, really sexy. As you can see, ooh, like this. So you can pair it with a high-waisted pants, high-waisted shorts, high-waisted jeans, and you get many, many different looks. You can even wear it to work if you pair it with a tailor pen, which I actually have one in the collection as well. So I would say yes, this is my favorite piece. And fun fact, this is called Germaine chiffon top because I believe Germaine from Lovet also really likes this piece, and she made me name it after her. What are your overall thoughts on this collection? My overall thoughts? I really love it. Of course, I wouldn't put out something that I'm not satisfied with, so I'm very, very satisfied with all the pieces, and I hope you guys will too. Will there be a permanent collab or any upcoming ones? Yes, there will be more upcoming ones, maybe not with Lovet per se, but talks are underway for quite a few different brands, and I don't know, who knows, in the future, maybe my own. I am not sure. I mean, nothing's planned, nothing's concrete yet, but yeah, I'm not ruling out that possibility. What made you want to launch the second collection with Lovet? Well, the first collection was a huge success, and I find that it gave me a lot of joy whenever I saw people wearing the Monk x Lovet 1 collection on the streets, and I've actually seen and met quite a few of you guys wearing it already, so that really put a smile on my face, and it makes me feel like I'm able to do something for my followers, and I'm able to let you guys have like a piece of something that I really work super hard on apart from just digitally, and that made me really happy. So yeah, that's why there's the second collection. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about every single piece that you guys can expect in these 2 collections that we're going to be launching for Mong X Love It 2. Firstly, we have Germaine chiffon top. Like I mentioned, there are 2 colors, white and black, and I kind of designed this with versatility in mind for people who want both a sleeve option or an off-shoulder option. You can do so. This is also slightly cropped, so you can pair it with your favorite high-waisted bottoms, or if you don't want to go high-waisted, you just want to show a midriff, you can do it with something non-high-waisted as well. So I'm personally wearing it with the skirt from Stella set, which is an eyelet set that I have. You can actually really create so many different looks with this. The quality is also really nice and I'm so proud of it. Oh yes, it's also stretchy, and everything in this collection goes from XS all the way to XL. Now while we're at it, let's talk about Stella Eyelet set. This is also something that I'm super proud of. So I'm holding up here the black version, but we also have it in both white and black. And for this particular design, we're selling it as a set, but I purposely had the intention of like kind of being able to separate them and being standalone pieces on their own. So as a top itself, it's gonna have this really nice detailing all over. You have see-through eyelets all the way on your straps and all the way lining the top and bottom part. This is also slightly cropped, but don't worry, it's not too short, because if you pair it with a high-waisted bottom like this skirt over here, you are able to only show a tiny bit of midriff, and it is also designed in a way that is very flattering, that will give you that hourglass shape. All of the Mong X Love It pieces, I made sure, and this really took us so long and so many revisions to make sure that your armpit fats will not be squeezing out, because it gets quite unsightly, you know, like I always have to hide my armpit fats. So yes, that's why we made the eyelet part to be slightly thicker and higher, but because it's see-through, it doesn't make you look very wrapped up and you don't feel very hot. So it comes with a zipper at the back, and same thing, it goes like this. So now let's talk about this top that I've been loving as well. This is called Beth, and we have it in 2 colors. One of it is a grayish blue kind of color with a matching cream nude sash, and the other one is somewhat like a champagne with a black sash. So I really like this because it really brings you from day to night. You can pair it with even this, like, look at this. If you pair it with the Stella skirt, you're able to get a very sweet and very, very girl next door kind of look. Or if you pair it with high-waisted tailored pants, you are able to go to work with it as well. So once again, this was designed to be really versatile for you to kind of play with it, match it however you want, and I really wanted it to have a nice contrast. So it took us quite a long time to settle on the color combinations, but I'm very happy to give you guys 2 options because I think they are very largely different, and you are able to also have 2 tiny cute bows at the side to add a little bit more details and also give you the flexibility of adjusting your straps. This material is actually really soft. It's like a little bit of a satin kind of material, and of course with all of our pieces, they are non-sheer and they are double lined. Now let's talk about the Ellie crisscross top. This is super soft, and I am so pleased with this fabric that we chose because, you know, it's really soft and it's stretchy as well, and it hugs you in the right places. Once again, when it comes to crisscross tops, one problem I face, armpit fat. So that's why we intentionally really took the time to measure how the armpit fats usually spills out, and we made these parts a lot more stretchy, it sits a lot better, and it's quite thick and wide, so you don't have to feel like it is cutting you in any areas. It's super soft, very, very comfortable to wear. For this, we have it in 3 colors, which is a cream nude color that goes well with every single thing, a black, of course, because you can't go wrong with black, as well as a baby pink that I think is extremely sweet, and it pairs really well with like white, nudes, or even denim. We have Natalia. So this is a halter dress. We have it in 3 colors, white, wine, as well as black. And I know that halter dresses are already quite a lot in the market, but once again, I really haven't been able to find something that fits what I think a good halter dress is supposed to be. I feel that it needs to be really sturdy because it gives off a very more expensive vibe. So far, all the rest that I have seen or I own are very quite flimsy, so you know, you actually get off your VPLs or you get your bra line obviously shown. And of course, the armpit fat problem is extremely important when it comes to a halter piece. So that is why we kind of reinforced everything, made sure that it's very nice and sturdy. The material is also thick, but at the same time, it is not hot. But of course, we still do recommend seamless undies, but because it is double lined and the material is really nice and sturdy, you won't get a very obvious line and you don't have to worry so much about it. Even though it's white, as you can see, it's extremely opaque. So yes, and it also kind of has a 3/4 length, so it is suitable for work as well. If your work doesn't allow you to show your shoulders too much, just pair it with a blazer and it will look really nice. In front, we added a slit that allows you to walk easily without it riding up too much, and it also showcases a tiny bit of legs, but because we wanted this to be work appropriate, we didn't make it way too high. So yes, if you were to ask me, I see myself wearing all 3 colors, and this is the only wine piece that we have in this collection, and I wanted it to be included in this because, you know, Chinese New Year, you also can wear, you know, and because it's not a very red color, right? It's a wine color. You can actually make it work really sexily for a date night or a client meeting. Now let's talk about layer. Okay, I really find it very difficult to choose whether or not Germaine or layer is my favorite. Also because I have been wearing layer 2 bits. There are 3 colors to layer. We have a cream nude color, we also have a brown, as well as a baby blue. And for layer, you guys really need to feel how soft it is. Like, look at how it's jiggling. And after washing it like quite a lot of times, you know, it's still not getting furry. And I personally really like this because I have been looking for a cropped cardigan in the market for a longest time, but I haven't been able to find something with a nice sleeve length that kind of covers all the way up to my palm, but yet is still cropped. Because usually if I want a long sleeve length, I will have to go for a bigger size, and which makes it not cropped anymore. So yes, for those of you who love a cropped version, you don't necessarily have to show your midriff with it. I have styled it in many different ways and show you guys how I pair it with dresses, how I pair it with jeans, how I pair it with crop tops and mini skirts as well, and you are able to make this work. And I love that because it is cropped right at the waist area, it is able to showcase your hourglass shape without swallowing you. So especially for girls who have a problem with wearing cardigans that make them look really small and swallowed, this is gonna be perfect for you. Next we have this called Tilly, and this is a romper. We have it in 2 colors, white and cotton purple. So I decided to, of course, have a romper in this collection, and what better way to have a romper than to have it a sleeve option for people who want to kind of cover a little bit of their arms. But for people who don't want to cover their arms, you'll be happy to know that it is also slightly sheer, so you don't feel like too wrapped up. Yeah, this romper also took us quite a long time to design because I wanted the cutting to be exactly nice and flattering, but without it looking too much like a Dutch lady, if you get what I mean. So we put little petals, and we also kind of made the petals all the way to the sleeve area, so it gives you a lot of detail if you look at it closely. It also flows in a very nice and fluttery sleeve way without it weighing too much. And at the same time, I really like how soft it looks and how soft it feels as well. Don't worry, it's also double lined. We made sure to leave the first layer, the chiffon layer, a bit longer so that it gives you that a little bit of a depth effect when it comes to this romper. So we made a version that will be really flattering on our fair skin tone friends. This is a cotton candy kind of color, and I really like it because it really brings up the girly factor of this. So yeah. Next up, we have Charlotte drawstring top. So this top, I designed it because I saw a really similar piece on the internet. It was batwing, it was really nice and soft and flowy, but at the same time also a bit cropped, and we decided to make it for ourselves. But this top was actually really difficult to make because it was very hard to nail the right chiffon material to give you that very water flow effect. And also the matching of the inner lining to the outer layer was also very tough for us, but I'm quite happy with the result so far. We also decided to make an inner lining piece so you guys don't have to worry about what I'm going to pair with it and stuff like that, and you will be able to get something really nice and flowy. Similar to all the other tops in our collection, the chiffon is really nice and soft. And it has a drawstring as well, so you can decide to put it down, draw it up, how much, what's the length, decide for yourself. Next up, we have Avery, which is a really nice everyday top. I designed this because I find myself gravitating towards these kinds of tops whenever I run out of things to wear or I don't know what to wear. These are very flattering because it gives you a nice bubble sleeve look without making you look too powerful or too fierce or strong, because the bubble is actually quite subtle and it gives us an overall girly effect. Next up, we have this Savannah two-piece set, which I really love because I think this outfit is a bit mysterious, but at the same time, it can be very chic, very edgy, but at the same time also very like cool and girly. I don't know how to put it, but you can't go wrong with a two-piece set. Once again, we designed this with both top and bottom to be matched separately as well. So if you like the shorts, you can share it with someone that likes the top and vice versa, or you can just get it a whole set by yourself and match it however you want. Likewise, this is also really nice and structured but very soft. It gives you a boxy feel, but at the same time it doesn't make you look like you've got super stiff shoulders because the material is really soft. It's gonna drop at the right places and hug your shoulders very well, and you don't have to worry about looking too fierce because we made it cropped, so you can show a little bit of midriff and add a little bit of femininity to it. Scarlet toga dress. Of course, we're not gonna miss out on a piece that can bring you to your wedding dinners or your date nights at fancy restaurants or your D&D if we are gonna have a D&D anytime soon. Something that is a little bit more formal wear, and I wanted a toga dress that would fit all of these occasions and, you know, be able to allow you to stand out from the crowd. So that's why I designed Scarlet, and it has a nice waterfall effect on one side. It also gives you an illusion of an hourglass figure because of the way it's cut. And don't worry, we made the hem higher so it makes you look like you've got longer legs. Next up, we have Remy Rouge dress. So this is also a very formal looking dressy dress, and I really like the entire see-through look and the ruche feel of it. It's gonna give you that very nice hourglass shape. It's gonna give you an illusion of a nice butt and at the same time hide your tummy because the ruche area in the middle is gonna give you all the distractions that you need away from your tummy. And we also have this bubble sleeve dress that really gives you a very nice like heart-shaped hourglass figure instantly, even if you don't have that kind of figure. You can put on something like this and it will really hug you at the right places and give you the curves that you need. And of course, because this is a very simple but yet elevated look, you can really wear it to school, to work, out for a date at a cafe, and it will fit into your wardrobe all the time. Yeah. Next up, we have two pairs of bottoms in this collection. The first one is my Kendall jeans. I absolutely love this pair of jeans and I can see myself wearing it for like years and years and years and years because it really goes well with every single thing. Of course, if you know me, I'm a high-waisted girl. I had to make a pair of high-waisted jeans. And these ones are actually nicely high-waisted, but they don't look too high-waisted. And because I'm not a fan of those kind of like button kind of jeans, I decided to make it a zipper kind so that it's easy for everyone, and when you need to pee, you just zip. That's it. It's a denim color, and I wanted it to be somewhat like a light wash, something not too warm, not too dark, something that would pair very well with both your pastels as well as your solid dark colors as well, and give you that very Korean vibe. And we also have it in a darker shade as well for those of you who want a more like formal look, darker look. There's something that you can go for. If you ask me, I would say go for both. And lastly, we have the Yara tailored pants. I think you can't go wrong with a good pair of tailored pants because these are gonna be bringing you from the office to, I don't know, a bar or a wedding dinner. A good pair of tailored pants will be able to elongate your legs, make them look nice and long and straight, your butt very perky, and your waist really small. So that is exactly what Yara does for me. And yeah, so yes, that is the entire collection of Monk X Levit 2. We are going to be splitting up into 2 collections, and they are coming this September. Of course, all the details are going to be in the description box below where you can get them. I hope you guys will show the same amount of love and support for this collection, because we really put in a lot of time and effort into designing every single piece of it, and I hope you will like it. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait! I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!